All right, we continue on with our election coverage with the Republican nominee for Pennsylvania Senate, Dr. Mehmet Oz, U.S. Senate there for Pennsylvania. Dr. Oz, good to see you. Thanks so much for taking the time on National Report. We appreciate that. We'll get right to the news here. You've been endorsed recently from the Pennsylvania Fraternal Order of Police. A major endorsement there, according to the Penn Live Patriot News. We'll show the viewers here. FOP endorses Oz in U.S. Senate race. Quote, he wants to hold criminals accountable. Let's start with that. Talk to me about that endorsement, if you can, and how much that means to you.
It's a massive opportunity to get all the law enforcement in Pennsylvania to endorse me, and it was unanimous. And I'll tell you, I was up in Erie addressing hundreds of leaders of law enforcement, and the reason it became unanimous was one of the officers there. She was a member of the Capitol Force in Harrisburg. She said, and she stood up, said, very emotionally, I need to tell everybody that John Fetterman, who is my opponent in this primary, in this general election, is a man who has treated me poorly the entire time he's been there. He treats me like I'm something stuck to the bottom of his shoe when I walk out of a dog park. There was a shudder through the audience. And then one by one, people started saying things about how they felt dismissed and disrespected by John Fetterman, that he no longer understands what law enforcement is all about. And in many of our big cities, we don't have enough police officers for this reason, literally chasing them out. So it became a unanimous vote, very uplifting for our campaign. It's just another example of how people who know John Fetterman realize he's not actually doing the job, either as lieutenant governor or, frankly, much else that he's tried to do in his life.
You talk about your opponent, the Lieutenant Governor Fetterman. There has been calls by your campaign for, I believe, 5 debates. Have you heard back from Fetterman on that? I know that he recently went through health issues. Talk to me about the debates. Has he responded? Where does that stand?
He has not responded. It is surprising, actually. The democratic process requires campaigning. You got to go out and listen to people. That's what I do as a doctor, right? In my office, I listen to people. I can often diagnose their problems without a lot of expensive tests or procedures. And in democracy, you have to hear people's issues to be able to come up with solutions that work. And that's what my opponent will not do. I've done 140 campaign events over the last month. He did one, didn't answer any questions. It was less than 10 minutes. That doesn't work. And here's the thing. He's running a campaign hiding in his basement with a ton of money pouring in for ads from generally the coast, California and New York. He said are not from Pennsylvania. So please, everyone listening, DrOz.com is my website. Please support our campaign. We've got to keep up with the Democrats who are trying to buy this election. But this guy's not just an average Democrat. He's a far left radical member of the party. He's said some pretty atrocious things. He believes we should be opening up our jails, releasing 1/3 of all prisoners. Not surprising that the FOP endorsed me. He believes that Biden's not gone far enough with his spending. Doesn't believe reckless spending is going to be a problem with inflation. It clearly hurts Pennsylvanians. I've read recently that half the people in America aren't filling up their tank all the way because they can't afford it. The cost of living is stifling. It's grocery prices through the roof. Doesn't seem to bother him. And one of the reasons, and I'll tell you this is critical to understand where people come from. My father was an immigrant, grew up on a dirt floor, came to this country, and we lived the American dream, knowing if we worked hard and respected this country, we would thrive. I'm running in part because I am concerned the American dream doesn't seem so alive for a lot of young people today. My opponent grew up, in his words, in a privileged environment. His parents have been paying for him his entire life, including his house. And for that reason, his first response to problems is not to work hard and give people autonomy and individualism. It's to get the government involved. They'll fix it. Big bureaucracy will deal with the problems. It hasn't worked in the past. These tired tax and spend agendas that they've been supportive have not been effective. Fetterman is an example of that, but he's farther to the left of the people that we know in any campaign in America today in a contested race. So we have a left radical like this. You cannot put them in the Senate. One of the things he's pledged to do immediately is bust the filibuster. Detrimental to the country. He wants to pack the Supreme Court. These are issues that if the Democrats have 51 votes could be catastrophic. So please support my campaign at DrOz.com.
If I can get to the issues of Pennsylvanians, and if I could talk to you and give you a chance for this, let's talk crudité, if we can. As you know, this video went viral. You were at Wegmans going through the veggie aisle, essentially hitting on inflation and how things cost more. Putting together a plate of crudité would cost you more than $20. You said that you were at Wegner's. This is a very popular local grocery in this region called Wegmans. Your response to this, and not only the video that is making its round, Fetterman is campaigning off of it. He has raised quite a bit of money off of that video. But it does get to the factor, is Dr. Oz relatable? to the everyday, hardworking American there in Pennsylvania?
Listen, I rolled my sleeves up my whole life. I've taken care of patients, saved lives, invented devices. I've started foundations where we take care of tens of thousands of teens around the country, trying to help wherever I can. That's what my life's been about. You know, but I joke about a crudité, which is a way of speaking about how ridiculous it is that you can't even put vegetables on a plate. In the middle of a campaign, we'll do whatever we need to do to make sure the people of Pennsylvania respect what we're about, and that we're going to work as hard as we can to fix their problems. It's what I've done my whole life. It's what I'll continue to do. I challenge my opponent. What have you done, rolling your sleeves up in your own life to make life better for the people of Pennsylvania? And I think if the voters, when they do look on November the 8th, they're going to answer one basic question. Are we happy with where the country's headed? And I think for most people, the answer is no, which is why I'm the choice. I'm the man for change. I'm the person who put us on the right track and address many of the challenges, cost of living, crime, and our schools that afflict so many Pennsylvanians.
And I mean to fixate on it, but I just, for those watching in Pennsylvania, you know how particular many people are about their groceries. What happened with Wegmans and Wegner's? Can you explain that to them?
Yeah, I was exhausted. When you're campaigning 18 hours a day, listen, I've gotten my kids' names wrong as well. I don't think that's a measure of someone's ability to lead the Commonwealth.
Very good. I want to move on, if I can, just final thoughts here on this last polling. If we can pull this up for the viewers, just showing it where it's at today. I know that there are many out there in terms of polling, but this one here from Beacon Research and Fox showing Fetterman ahead by 11%. And this is in up until July 26th, so clearly not as recent as could be. But tell me where this is, how your campaign feels moving forward. We'll close on that.
We're very confident. I know what Pennsylvanians are struggling with. John Fetterman's running a personality campaign. He doesn't leave his home, but he's got his team writing notes out there talking about how he understands the coolest things that people might care about on Twitter. What they're not addressing in his campaign are the issues that are plaguing Pennsylvanians. And there's no question, number one, by far, is the cost of living, the cost of gas, cost of groceries, the challenges that we are facing in our day-to-day lives, the kitchen table issues, including crime and the ability of our values to be expressed in our schools. Now, these are the issues that Pennsylvanians will vote on. And when they get serious about looking at those issues and compare what I've been saying, which is quite robust, and John Fetterman, which is just about nothing on these major topics, they don't want to gossip. They want someone who's going to go in there and fix the problems. I'm the guy who's been doing that my whole life. That's what I do as a heart surgeon every single day.
Debates are a very important part of politics. Obviously, you've issued or handed out an invitation for 5 of them. Newsmax would be proud to host one of these debates there for Fetterman, for Dr. Oz here, if that indeed does happen or any challenge is accepted. Let Newsmax know. We'll make sure to get that going for Dr. Mehmet Oz, for both of you. Dr. Mehmet Oz, thank you so much. Good to see you.
God bless. Take care.